I'm looking at
So
GameStop charts on it. Yeah, because I looked up GameStop when we
stocks.
were on it. So it's been going down. So hey, you know what? You take that bullish crypto news. Hey, this could be the beginning of a pump. What
Love
doesn't really
stock
look like it for
charts. There's so
GameStop.
much more they just like make so much more sense when you look at them. They're so much less volatile than a crypto market chart. It's just like, oh, this
That's exactly why
nice
I
little,
don't trade them. They're
yeah,
boring as F.
this nice little
They
road
don't.
down, nice little ramp
You
down.
sit there and trade stocks all day like this, and you're making 1-2% maybe. Oh, cool. But it sucks. Don't ew. Gross, Freeman. Gross. This is more like it. This is
There
what
we
I
go.
like.
That's what we like.
This is more like it. Here's some Bitcoin.
That's
All
the
right.
roller coaster we love.
Yeah. This is what we're talking about. None of that stupid stonk stuff. No one, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Let's get to the good stuff. So here's some Bitcoin. Where this is the 1 hour chart. Looks like we have some downward momentum happening here on on our kimono wave here. Kimono indicator, of course, is an indicator by us, and you can hit us up on Discord if you want to use it. It's completely free. It's even better than Market Cipher because it has a lot less fake outs. And yeah, so there's my little pitch for
Message Matt.
kimono. But using the kimono wave here, we do see, right, we see a bearish divergence, right? Kimono wave going down, and at the same time higher prices. So what? Hello?
What? What?
Uh-oh.
What?
Did
What?
I freeze?
No,
Am I
Matt.
here
Yeah, you're
or is
here.
Freeman gone?
Matt,
It
you're
must be me.
here.
Hello? Am I
You're
back? Am I
here.
here?
You're here, Matt.
Hey.
Keep talking to us. I don't know why you just lost. I think, if anything, it's really weird that we can still hear and see you, but you can't hear and see us. Yeah, what is going on? To Kansas, I agree. What is going on? We're in a
Okay, I think I'm
vortex.
back. I think I'm back.
You never
Weird. Okay.
left.
I thought
You never left.
Oh, really? Oh, dude, everything else froze for me. And so I was just like, "Oh shit, maybe I'm
That whole time you were still communicating with us. We were with you. Okay,
Cool.
so
All right.
anyway, what's up,
So
crypto
anyways,
one
we
hour?
are getting 1 hour, we're getting a bearish div, and we don't. Okay, and I saw some damn, we really pound on Market Cipher and the chart reviews and stuff like that. I only do that because, dude, at Market Cipher they charge over $1,000 for their indicator, and it's literally the same indicator as the Wu Manchu indicator that is totally free, and so it's just a total it's a ripoff, man, and I don't like how a lot of different influence traders are out there trying
Yeah,
to train
because
you
it's
and
got
how
an
to be a
affiliate
great
program.
trader, and all they're
Yeah,
doing is just being affiliate shills for this $1,000 indicator. I hate
even
it.
though
I
they all know
hate it.
there's a free alternative. Yeah,
Yeah, I know. They all know
yeah.
there's a free alternative. And so for us, we were just like, how could we make, essentially
Well, we made. I mean, and
like Mark said, to
ours
try to
uses different
be different.
formula too. But
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. So how could
yeah.
we be different and try to get an edge on it? And so anyways, that's why I don't mean to like shit on
Yeah,
Market
oh,
Cipher.
it's
It
been a
is a great
massive cash
indicator.
grab. They have made so
Yeah,
much
it's
money
it's
with
been
that
yeah, it
indicator.
is a great indicator. It's just it's a way overpriced. To do, Crypto Face over there, he's a great trader and everything, but he's running a great business. He knows what he's doing, um, on overcharging for
Uh-oh.
that kind of service. So,
Guess
but
we're never
it
gonna
is. It's
be
expensive too.
guess we're never gonna be Market Cipher affiliates. There goes our
No,
shot
we
at
aren't. We
being
have our
Market
own. We
Cipher.
have our own. See, we're not going to be sitting here trying to shill you guys $1,000 indicator that you could get for free. No, not us. We're gonna make you something that's better for free. Is what we're gonna do. Anyway, we have a bearish div on the 1 hour. Let me get back to the charts here. Okay, enough with all this uh talk about indicators. Move on. All right. Now the thing is, we've been in this range, right? This daily range, for a minute, right? We've been here for a while. A lot of people, basically what a lot of people are seeing here is a bullish. a bull trap here, right? People are looking at this and we think, "Oh wow, we broke the trend here." But it's just a trap, guys. Don't fall for the bull traps, all right? Don't fall for them. Because why? We're likely going to get lower prices. All right. Here on the daily, yes, we have a nice green kimono wave, but money flow is still in the red. This red wave here, still in the red. It is starting to trend up, which is nice, but still in the red. I'm not I'm not too bullish, you know. The green money flow, right? The money flow or the kimono wave, it won't tell you how much price will move. It just says that the momentum is going, either down when it's red or up when it's green. It's pretty simple, but right, it doesn't mean a price really has to move. It can have this giant green wave and still just chud in the same range area. Um, so yeah, I'm not convinced that we're gonna be getting any higher highs. This just and especially how this candle looks now, it looks very different than what it did when I got in this morning. Here on the 4 hour, look, over the weekend, we had this nice green wave. Now it looks like it's starting to curve down. All right. Looks like we're ready to have a nice cool off and get some lower prices here. As I was saying, 1 hour, bearish divergence, big symbol on the 1 hour saying, "Hey, we're going down today. Get your shorts on, people. We're going to be getting some lower prices." And I wanted to actually point out something. I was looking at the charts here on a much larger scale here on the weekly, right? And I'm just like, man, what kind of like crazy patterns could we be seeing? Like, oh, one thing I was thinking is, an M pattern,
Hmm.
right? However, with an M pattern, this is invalidated to me only because we have higher prices than the last one. Usually, an M pattern, you have lower prices, and then you have, So I'm not too convinced on the weekly M pattern here. Um, but more so, what if we're seeing the beginning of a W? Right? You see, one leg down, one leg up. Here we have lower prices. We could go lower, guys. And then we could really chud down here for a long time before we get that breakout. And I'm not, and this really, I mean, the reason why I'm interested in this kind of pattern is because this kind of falls into the whole halving theory, where it's like, we're gonna be down low for a few years, and we're not going to see all-time highs for a couple years. That's kind of that theory. So this halving theory, that's where this would be kind of where I find it kind of interesting, because back here, if we want to see all-time highs around here,
You little fud
that's in
master.
September 2023. Well, yeah, man. I mean, I don't mean to be fud. It's just like, the way we're looking at the general economy right now, it's going to take a couple years to get out. You know what I mean? It's not like we're going to be in a couple months. Oh, inflation's gone. Oh, the war in Ukraine's all finally better. So that's great. That's not going to happen in the next few months. We kind of can expect this, right? It's going to be volatile. It's going to be a lot of different price action, but mostly, I mean, here we have, look at, everyone's like, what, we've had 8 straight red candle weeks, and we're probably going to be seeing number 9, and
Hmm.
it is what it is, um, I'm not going to sit here and try to just go bullish all the time and try to give everyone hopium. There is some, we are likely going to see lower. And I like, if you're one of the ones, if you're someone that's like, hey, I'm gonna, I buy and I hold, I buy and I hold. I wouldn't be buying right now because I don't think the bottom's in. There's nothing that really says
Hmm.
to me that the bottom is in. I would wait until we get, sub 24K. Wait till we break the 24K mark, right? Wait until we get down here, then I would be interested, buying and holding. But I'm not convinced at all that we're really at the bottom. And yeah, so I mean, again, in Ethereum, I mean, the lows that I see Ethereum getting is closer to like $400. It's like I just don't. Um, I think it could get to $400 before it gets to the all-time high again. You know. Um,
Okay, we're
so
shutting off the show. Okay, cool.
and
Show's
some
over. Show's over.
I'm just saying, man. It's this is the mark.
Producer cuts
We could
Matt's
be in
mic.
this. We
And
could
we
be
got to
in
go to a
this.
commercial break. So,
What is this? Russia? Yeah. Can't talk shit. I'm thinking that it's just the way the market is. We're gonna be hitting into a recession. We're going to be it's just the bull market's not going to be here for a little while. So I'm just saying, hold on to your shorts. We're going down. A lot of your favorite altcoins are not going to come back. That's a reality. And this is 2018. If you were here in crypto around in 2018, then you know what's happening right now, and you're like, okay, I'm ready for it. This is actually going to be a little bit more drastic because it's actually going to be happening during a recession. Rather than 2018, it was pretty isolated into the crypto market. Um, yeah, we need people to recognize crypto as a way to fight inflation. If that happens, we will skyrocket. If it doesn't, my job at Arby's starts Wednesday. Oh yeah. Hey, at least you're classy
oh
and
no,
going to
I have
work
a
at
pot
Arby's.
fry cook. Oh no, you DJ. Oh, you are DJ.
Arby's, they have the meats. Uh, um. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah.
The
So I mean,
market.
if the whole inflation hedge, I mean, well, thing is, like, Bitcoin can still outperform a lot of stocks. Like last week, I think it did. I think Bitcoin and a lot of cryptos did outperform stocks last week on certain days at least. So, um, there's that, and I think I don't know what's hard about saying that Bitcoin is an inflation hedge is I think we kind of lose sight of the fact that we're dealing in a futures market. It's kind of like it just kind of like, for example, I mean, well, I'm trying to think of like a good example that kind of makes more sense, but the price of Bitcoin doesn't really matter if people are like holding. Like if everyone just bought and hold and no one sold, that just wouldn't happen, and that wouldn't matter because we're in a futures market. People are borrowing 100 times the amount of Bitcoin that they have just to be trading on the market. And so somebody's lending that to them, and so you're always going to be having this like giant sums of money that is just that doesn't really exist in that person's. Well, anyways, it's not. It just isn't going to work like that because that's not how the market makers don't give a
We've
shit.
incited
They
a
just
mad
don't.
rant.
You,
Oh,
you know
oh,
this.
where's my market makers meme? Oh,
Do you know? Okay, so I'm pretty. The reason why I said sub 24K is because I should have kept the tweet. I did not. So I'm not going to spend time looking for it. But if I do, I'll retweet it. But basically, it's like at this point right here, there is a bunch of liquidity, a bunch of orders, a bunch of liquidations. Okay. Why? Because at this level, right here in the daily, we have during this giant dumpage, and my vector candle indicator isn't working right now. Let me just try to fix that.
you're
I should
just
have probably just refreshed my page.
you're full of glitches. Your matrix is
Well, like,
full of glitches over there today.
no, it's just because I didn't refresh my page after a long time, and my indicators like to be refreshed once in a while. Um, so here on it, let's go to the daily. And on the weekly, hey, you know what? Right now, let's look. Let's see here, guys. Like, okay, yes, I'm bearish, but you know what? I do respect the charts in vector candle zones, and I could see us coming up and getting these vector candle zones. That is true. We could do that. Um, That's still a possibility. But basically what's happening right now, right? We had a bunch of longs, okay? Right now a bunch of longs are getting piled into this right now. And so our liquidation levels are down here. Oh, it deleted my 24K. Oh wait, we're on Ethereum. Dang it. All right, here, Bitcoin. So here's our liquidation level, but we're a bunch of liquidations. And look, right here, green. I would say right here, yeah. That's. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling like it. Like there's just way too much liquidity down below 24K. There's a lot. I'll pull up that chart. It was a high block chart, I believe. But yeah, 24K, below 24K, liquidations, limit orders, that is where the market maker is going to want to take it to be able to scoop up that liquidity. All right. So that's why I'm just like, I'm not convinced we're at the bottom. And the good traders I know um, aren't convinced it's the bottom.
Hmm.
So just take all that in. Don't go in with all these people that get bullish on. I mean, look, how could you look at this chart and really be bullish? Honestly, like how could you freaking be? I mean, I'm trying to limit my F word usage right now, but like, how could you friggin' do this? Like, look at this, just shutting here for like a week straight, easily over a week. What is this? The 23rd, and it's been down here since the 11th. Please. You're saying, come on, man. Come on. It looks gross. It looks gross. Again, like I said, I could see prices going up, getting some vector candle zones, but short lived. And I think the market makers could definitely be making a bull trap right now. I think because like what they've been doing the last few weeks actually is, hey, let's start the week off, get people all super bullish, get people going long, let's get people in the market, and then just tank it. Then you just tank it, and you just cause those liquidations, and you get allow the market maker to be able to get people to hit their stop losses, so then they get in at cheaper prices, and it's how the world works. How low would I buy? Well, I'm looking for sub 24K. I think it could go down further than that. I'm looking at more like 19, 18K. Um, and with Ethereum, see Ethereum. What's interesting about Ethereum, and I mentioned this before, is that Ethereum is it's holding levels much better than Bitcoin. Remember how last year we hit these this right, the strong support, 1 2 3 4, we smashed it 4 times and we're still holding that. Bitcoin, we go to Bitcoin and we look at the same time frame, right? We we unfortunately blew past it. We wicked down below it. Um so now it's kind of, it's interesting because how strong are these supports that we're going to be running into? I'm not thinking very strong, because if you just look at over here if you look left of the chart and see what happened, right? We have tons of just constant vector candles. Now this is the weekly. So this is 1 2 3 4 giant great weeks. What a month that was, right? And this is just the beginning of 2021, end of 2020, right? Popping like crazy. But there's not a lot of consolidation, right? There's not a lot of strong levels of support and resistance on the weekly time frame. On the weekly, if I go back, I'm sure I'll find them. I'll find those levels of consolidation and find those support and resistance levels. But just looking at this, right, it's nothing like this, right? It's nothing like this, nothing even like this. It's just not a lot of there's just not a lot of people holding right here. And with these green vector candles, what that signals to me is that the market makers are taking shorts all the way back here. Now the market makers might not have predicted the market to do this, right?
Hmm.
And so they could just be waiting to be making some profits on those shorts that they took that long ago. Um, Now, at the same time, it might never return to these levels, right? That is a possibility. But to me, I just don't see a lot of support for it to justify, hey, we're going to get a bounce here. We're going to get a bounce here. We're going to get a bounce here. Maybe we get a bounce, but I mean, why wouldn't it just kind of bounce and come down for lower prices? I'm not super convinced that there's enough support here to be holding Bitcoin to go to stay above 24K or to
Mm.
stay above 20K, right? Because this is basically 20K right here. It's 19, but let's just call it 20K. Hey, right here. I mean, this is the strongest support I see below where it's at right now. You know what I mean? On the weekly. And when you step back and you see these longer time frames, the the levels are just so much more accurate and they're just a lot stronger. Like the indicators and everything, they're they're going to be a lot more reliable than if you were doing the same kind of analysis on a 5-minute chart, say. Okay. That's the 5-minute chart, you could do all the TA and all these levels and stuff like that, but it could mean almost nothing compared to when you do it on the daily, the weekly kind of type thing, right? Um so yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how low we go. But today, yeah, we're holding on close to the open. Um, I'm not again, when we were looking back, it looked like we could use some cooling off and see some lower prices today. But we'll see. We'll see. Any big winners or losers today so far? I mean, biggest winner, dude, XMR, man. I don't know,
Mm.
dude. Look at this. The
Yeah.
privacy tokens. The privacy tokens. Isn't that
Hmm.
interesting? It's crazy. I mean, here, see, and this is kind of what you want to see here on a daily. If like, let's compare it. Bitcoin, you see the 50 MA coming down. Price likes to return to the 50 MA. If you're bullish, you want to see this price aggressively attack the 50 MA. It doesn't really look like a lot of attacking going on, right? Looks like price is hanging out here and waiting for the 50 MA to come back to really consolidate and to make a move or something, right? It's not aggressively going after it. Here, XMR aggressively going after that 50 MA. So right now on the daily, hey, we're challenging the 50 MA. We have this giant vector candle zone. We could see higher prices. But this trend line is still red on the kimono. Um, So it'll be interesting. We could be seeing a rejection here off of the 50 MA, right? Because price likes to move away from the 50 MA, challenge it, move away, challenge it, move away, challenge it, move away, challenge it. So likely we're gonna see a downturn. So I mean, I want to be FOMOing in at this moment just because we could be reaching the tippy top. But I would be looking for divergences, bearish divergences, right? Higher highs. So yeah, I would expect higher prices, right? But we get lower momentum, and then we'll start seeing that retrace down. That's what I'd be looking out for. Um,
Cool.
yeah, yeah.
Cool.
XMR has utility for payments. Yeah. So and XMR, yeah, and it's yeah. So this one is XMR has been performing probably the best out of a lot of these tokens that I'm watching over the last few weeks. I mean,
Yep.
hey, let's look at ApeCoin. ApeCoin, that's so funny, dude. I
Just
love it. It's like
ranging.
it's up 2%. And what is this? A GameStop stock, or what are we looking at here, dude? Barely any movement. Yep. Hey, here we go. We got a green vector candle challenging that 50 EMA. What am I, 4 hour? See how the price, see again, price moved away from the 50 EMA. It really just chudded around this range and waited for the 50 EMA to come back down to the price. That's interesting. I do like to see these higher lows and higher highs. Um, that's some good stuff. Um, so Ape could be doing okay today. Ape could be a good one today
It's
to kind of go on. I mean, we still are hanging on to this green momentum wave.
mhm.
Um, Still barely hanging on, and money flow is pointing up. Um, let's check out lower time frames. Do we see any bearish? Yeah, okay. Um, 1 hour. We could, yeah. This is all right, all right, all right. 1 hour, higher prices, lower momentum. So I'd call this a hidden bearish divergence just because this isn't like super obviously lower than this one. It's kind of even, but I would say that's divergence with these higher prices and not higher momentum. Um, so yeah, hidden bearish divergence on um, ape. So I could expect like a retrace happening today. Um, but we'll see, man. I mean, it's yeah, long term not looking so good. Some of the tokens today look like we could be popping a couple different percentage points here and there, but a lot of it looks like in the meantime we could be seeing some cool down in the next few hours or so.
Yeah, that
Anything
makes
else?
sense. Um, Nothing major. Somebody said sometimes Mr. Take Profits goes full analyst. Yeah, there was some nice rants in there. Feels like he's speaking Latin. It's okay. The bar graphs are depressing enough. I understand that we've lost hope. I would play that Titanic intermission again today if they wouldn't copyright strike us for it. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's interesting.
it's yeah, it's just gonna be a while until we're out of this. And hey, hope I'm wrong. I like, you know, as a trader, I don't care what the price is. You know what I mean? Like I don't care. Just why? Because I know the market maker doesn't care. I trade with the market maker, right? We were just here playing their game. And when I say market maker, I don't mean like weird conspiracy shit. It's people and businesses that provide liquidity. Okay. These are the people that are providing liquidity to the exchanges and stuff. And so when you are buying or selling, you're buying and selling from someone, and that is the market maker. Okay. You have to understand that. Like that's just
Looks just
how the
like you.
world works. And it was interesting because it's like when the whole Luna thing was happening, you really heard them use a lot of these terms of market makers and liquidity providers, trying to support this whole mess that they got themselves into.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's real.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
were
yeah, there's
paying.
market makers.
They were like giving money to some market makers, I think, to try to like
Yeah,
last minute help save it from
yeah,
crashing. Didn't work.
yeah, and they're just liquidity providers. Okay, we're paying to play their game. All right, that's what we're doing. So, I think if people understand that, it just makes it easier to. Ooh, that gooey.